Hey, come on in. I'm excited that you're here. It's good to be with you. I just got back today from a short trip to Arizona and to visit my daughters, and I just have the best time with them. And this time was no exception. And it seems to get better and better and better every time. Like for someone who hadn't traveled for quite some time and really had a hard time just getting around, right? I've been there 3 times in 4 months, so and each time I've connected with friends as well, and just yeah, I really have a good time in that space. So I'm back to San Diego, and I'm just feeling my heart is full, and there's so much I want to share, and coming back and really seeing that over the last 2 or 3 weeks since I've been, pretty consistent and just sharing my heart, whatever comes through, and just putting it here on, the channel, because I don't know what's emerging. So I'm just giving myself grace. It's not a big deal. And I don't have to follow a pattern or what others may say this is the way you should go and honor the messy me. And it feels good in that sense, right? But what I wanted to talk about today was I was on Facebook. I had put a post on today, and there's some things I wanted to respond to. And then I saw a couple of birthdays, and I saw some upcoming birthdays, and I came across the name of a gentleman that I met when I was in Arizona. The last year I was there, and he is an elder in the LDS church. He was a missionary, and there was another elder and missionary as well that really stood out in this relationship that I had with actually many of the missionaries over a year time span. It's crazy. And it helped me to really open my heart and my mind to the idea that it doesn't matter what people are called, whether they be LDS or Christian or Muslim or whatever it may be, right? And I will tell you that there's a stigma that I had already, a prejudice, prejudge, that's all it is, of missionaries who come to the door with white shirts, short sleeve shirts, and those, and ties, like, oh, you know, and already a judgment of what they are able to do. So I took note of that, right? So anyhow, I was down out in Beverly Hills, in Arizona, and it was my dark night starting, and it was pretty really rough. And these two gentlemen showed up, and knocked on the door, and I came out. I'm like, oh Lord, and very cordial and nice. And, I don't recall exact conversation, but I told them, I just don't have the time at the moment. And they offered prayer. And I said, all right, yeah, I'm down for prayer. So I walked out onto the porch, and then we sat down and they prayed for me. I'm like, wow, very eloquent, right? And then they offered, to come back. And I said, sure, yeah, why don't you guys come back, right? And here's one thing I know. LDS people, they are integrity, right? They did come back when they said they were going to come back. And they brought me a Book of Mormon with index things in there. I was like, I'm impressed. Okay. And I was open to it. And because I didn't understand, I didn't know. I mean, I knew about Joseph Smith and I had what others told me about the faith, but I didn't know. And so what what evolved and what started to unfold was this very genuine, authentic, organic connection of souls, to be honest with you. This old man with these young men who I was so impressed. I'm like, what type of training y'all go through? Like, I'm like, I'm very, very impressed. And sometimes a new elder would come in. I'm like, oh, yeah, and there's three of them tonight. Okay. And I'll never forget when we were on Zoom, actually, because I didn't want them to come in the house. I didn't, I had some social anxiety, to be honest with you. So they agreed to get on Zoom, even though we're in the same city. And anyhow, I'll never forget the third meeting. A new elder came in. And mind you, these guys are what, 18, 19, 20 in that range, I'm assuming, right? But wow, I'm extremely impressed with them. And so the new guy comes in and he says, okay, well, for today's lesson, I'm like, oh, I'm having a lesson. Okay, this is what this is. But I started to ask them some pointed questions. So, what about LGBTQ? What are your thoughts about that? Do you believe in hell? How do you get to heaven? What are your blah blah? Just some basic things just to see where they were at. And these are the most poised and grounded and centered young men. I would not have continued to have conversation for a year if there was something there, right? That either was a reflection of me, which it was, and also something I really needed. I was really vulnerable with them. And they held space for me, you guys. I mean, they really embodied the Christ. They give a fuck what they were called. Mormon, missionaries, elders. It did not matter. Because when you know Christ, I mean, that's what I'm talking about is embodiment, right? You become in gesture, in deed, in your words, and your commitment. It shows up that way. And I'm like, you guys are just tripping me out. And then after that year, I had a tough time when I was moving out. I mean, I either sold or gave away everything I own except what could fit into a sedan on my way to Mexico. And these young men, I didn't have enough money to pay, for some help in the yard, and they just showed up and did an immaculate job. Very gracious, offered even more. I was humbled and I was blessed. And I was like, yeah, you know, um, huge respect. And then when I went to Mexico, they checked in on me. I was there, how are you? And it continued. And then of course they come to the end of their time in their assignment or what have you, their time as a missionary. And and then they leave. And when I learned that Alder Jorgensen was graduating, is that right? Um, I was like kind of heartbroken. Like, no, I mean, who's gonna be here? And but it goes to show you the impact when because these men really got Christ, and that's all they really spoke about was Jesus. So what it opened up for me is what triggers me the most about when I go on a rant about religion. And I have to face that because that's the type of energy that I want to have in this space coming against something. And I think, is this the same righteous anger, you know, that the master had in the temple? And why is it that I just have this burning almost radar for Pharisees? It's because I was one. And a lot of the ones that are Pharisees, modern day Pharisees, have no idea that they were the ones who crucified the Christ. Oh, it's so good. But, what opened my eyes once again and my heart with these men was their integrity. You know, they were gentle in their challenge. They led me and down the Book of Mormon, and I saw a lot of similarities, and they answered all questions. And they even had me download an app. Shoot, I had the Book of Mormon on my phone. And but the cool thing is I was open to it. And I told them from the get-go, I said, if y'all are looking to convert me, it's not it. They didn't flinch. They didn't flinch. I could tell their hearts. So, yeah, that's the common thread that we have. They were embedded in love because they understood the Christ. And that's what I get excited about. It's like it's in all of us. And to claim exclusivity within some belief systems puts the Christ in such a box, right? And as I exhale, thank you for, your time and for being here with me as I continue this beautiful journey that I'm on, as I'm heading home, you know, continuing to take the layers of all the conditioning in this life, you know, all the characters I played, and all the things that I have contributed, and then unfortunately the pain I have caused. And knowing that it is all sacred and it is all God, all of it. And that's why I know that my divinity and my humanity is what makes me whole. So I don't mind being known as a messy human. It's real. Because when you are human, it's a little messy. And I think that it's in the mess that I found the breakthrough. Anyhow, I'm going to continue on, but much love to y'all. Thank you for being here with me, and I'll see y'all soon. Take care. Hmm. Forgive me. I did want to give honor where honor is due. And Elder Jorgensen, Elder well, thank you, for your service and for the assignment that you got. And you touched my heart. Will always be embedded in there, brothers. And yeah, let's not continue on for the Christ. All right, much love. Take care.